Bit of a lengthy one. We've got lots of weird indie things. And we're starting off with Hardcore 90s. Shadowhawk. Liefeld does issue 0. And number 1 is Ultimate 90s. Sorry, the first volume. Foil cover for the first one. A Spawn appearance in 2. Glow in the Dark. And then Savage Dragon appearance. There's a newsstand. Looks a little different, right? Another newsstand. Shadowhawk 2. This isn't volume 2, it's Shadowhawk 2. We've got singles as well. Also, like foils. You can take the mask out and wear it. More foils. And this is Shadowhawk 3, but it also goes to original numbering. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Spawn appearance, Wildcats, an homage to Spider-Man, Superman. This is actually volume 2. So Shadowhawk number 5, volume 2. There's number 7 and number 9. Ben Templesmith cover is really cool. Number 12, 13, 14. And the last issue, 15, an homage to Old Romance. Volume 3 is where it gets pricey. Low print run. Nobody was ordering this. A variant for by Eric Larson. This is number 3's variant. And number 5, last issue. It's a wraparound cover. And there is the variant. They go for some dollars, which is kind of cool. Fun surprise for us. One shot and new Shadowhawk. So we got a new Shadowhawk. And that was 6 issues and the foil promo. All right, Tarzan. Restocked this stuff. Dark Horse, 1 to 20. Full Boat, 1 to 3. Dynamite is not allowed to use the word Tarzan. Nobody is, because Tarzan is an open art product. Anybody could use them, but they can't use Tarzan. 1 and 25, Alex Ross sketch. More Dark Horse, full 4-issue set, 4 issues. Rivers of Blood says 1 to 8, but they only did 4 issues, and it's a complete story. And here's a little, I guess, a mini trade. And Dark Horse Presents 143. And My Greatest Adventure, 1 in 40 Virgin. It is Tarzan, but we put it in the Tarzan. It's called My Greatest Adventure. And we've got some DC, some great Joe Kubert covers. Higher grade for most of these. Just some classic bronze DC. And Korax, Son of Tarzan, and a few Marvel lower grades. And the Canadian price variant. I told people we were going to do Crossgen, and I love the series. I was into Lord of the Rings when this came out, and so I had that high fantasy goblins and stuff. Great Greg Land art. So yeah, here we go, Crossgen. Still, I think this is great. I've got my own personal set signed by Wade and Land. This collects the first couple issues, 2 or 3, and there was a prequel issue. Snake Plissken Chronicles, Red Star. This went to many different indie publishers. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, all 6 issues, or sorry, 5. Crossgen Chronicles is George Perez stuff. Way of the Rat. The last few issues actually go for some money. The First, Bart Sears, Crux, Steve Epting, Mark Waid. So like really great creators. Mike Plug, sorry, classic Mike Plug, fantasy. Only 3 issues were made of that. Meridian, Josh Middleton, Tocini did fill-ins. Ruse, Negation Ward, El Cazador, Steve Epting again. Mystic, Brandon Peterson. And Sigil. Every now and again, Marvel will put out something because they own all this stuff, but they don't want to lose the rights. More Disney. DuckTales. First DuckTales issue from Gladstone, and I think from anything. Honestly, I don't think there was DuckTales before this. And then the Disney produced one. High grades, too. I like getting this high-grade Disney stuff. And the movie adaptation, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. And we're going into a bunch of randos. Secret Origins, that facsimile reprint's a tough one to find. First Flamebird. Full set, Sins of Sinister, Storm, Brotherhood, Nightcrawlers. We do have the full set, but it's, number 1 was a variant. Sins of Sinister, Immortal X-Men, A covers, and Mark Brooks variant. Alice in Wonderland complete. Well, it's number one of that. Great art in it. Samurai Jack stuff. Our IDW section. Orphan Black, that's a 1 in 10. Road of the Dead, 1 to 3. Descender, great series. Savage Tales. Turtles Blank. Power Rangers. Ooh, watch out for that. Sex Criminals. That was a Fiona Staples variant. And 7 to Eternity, a popular series. People pick up the trades every now and again from us. World Tree, first 3 issues. Wraithborn, Joe Benitez covers. Super Patriot, number 4. It's a lower grade, but Kirkman and Walker. Tough series to find. Super Dinosaur, Kirkman. A few stray Witchblades. Dark Minds trade, out of print. And Solo Avengers, which changes to, also, that's Jim Lee cover and interior. Changes to Avengers Spotlight partway through, which is silly. But anyway, we got a bunch of high-grade copies, and even the last issue, which is a tougher find. You know, sometimes comics need to be fun, and the Vision needs to wear oversized sunglasses. Here we go, coming to the end. That's a weird looking cheetah. There you go, last issue, and it's a newsstand, high grade. We did a whole bunch of Vertigo stuff. Jack of Fables, 1 to 50. This has a James Jean and Brian Boland covers. It's a great read if you haven't read Fables. More Snake Plissken, Marvel, one shot. This is now going for $20. So Adam Hughes. Spider-Gwen, Devil Dinosaur. This is going to be another rando pile. Amazing Spider-Man. Promo, Charleston Chew on the flip side is a Spider-Man. Sonic, 1 in 10, 1 in 10. 1 in 50 Turtles, 1 in 10 Godzilla, New York Comic Con exclusive. Scotty Young, Local Man. This series people really dug, but not enough people were buying it. First Geiger, Redcoat 1, Sheena, 1 in 10 Scotty Young, Heat Seeker, 1 in 25 World Tree, 1 in 10 Department of Truth. Let's see, random. Black Science, the Walking Dead variants. There's number 1, first print. Another series that sells well from Image, graphic novel format. Bitterroot, this is always a tough one to get. Stray Blood Strike. Fables, number 1, Alex Maleev. I read this monthly, loved this series all the way through. We've got a bunch of Stray issues, James Jean covers. I wish he came back to comics, but he's just doing like his own original art and prints and going to, who knows, art shows. But yeah, I wish he would come back and do some comic covers every now and again. But Fables is a great read. And that's all I can say about that. 50 Girls 50, Frank Cho, all 4 issues. Whatever reason, this Evangeline variant goes for some money. And Uncle Sam, 1 to 8. American Virgin quietly does the first issue or 2. 1 to 23, full set. Battle of the Planets, 1 to 12. Alex Ross covers. We've got Silvestri variant, J. Scott Campbell variant, and the black and white sketch. Witchblade Battle of the Planets is the Pop Man anime variant. Authority Lobo, and some more Authority. This was a great read from Warren Ellis. And our Mark Miller Quietly run began with number 13, also super fun. Bomb Queen. Had a bunch of this sitting in the back. Obama's love child. Yeah. Image stuff. One shots, incomplete sets, Linsner variants. Gangland. This folds over and you get to see what's behind the stall. Santa Killers, 1 to 4, some Preacher. Yeah, lots of random stuff. First Odin, actually it's Quincannon, not Kincaid. I was wrong. Fables crossover. So this is the Literals, Fables, and Jack of Fables all crossover. You get all 9 parts there. More Fables. And iZombie preview. Oh, got our shirts hanging down. This was a long stretch of comics. Fables, Fables, Fables. Jack of Fables, we got some singles. See some of those great covers from James Jean. And we'll see some of those Brian Boland ones shortly. There we go. And he carried on from 12 all the way to 50. So if you want Brian Boland, you got to pick up this series. Ooh, Swift Kick. And Book of Fairies. We got lots of miniseries. Some of them I wasn't even aware of. Molly's Story and Oberon's Tale. I didn't know about these ones. And I knew about this one. We've always had this in stock. Great art. Voltron. Alex Ross. Number 3 is the, I guess, 1 and 4. They would say this cover is 25%, so I guess 1 of 4. Robotech Voltron one-shots. Mixtape with some Voltron. And this is a store exclusive Youngblood number 1. I'm surprised it doesn't go for more, but who knows. Joe Benitez, legendary steampunk stuff from your IDW. And a Bondage Alex Ross cover, Merciless. Xena, we were sold out of all our Xena comics, so I found what I found. Full set, B covers, not great condition, but there it is. And Fiona Staples, J. Scott Campbell. Holy moly, eh? That's a lot.